Lawrence, you say you're getting money for a master's meeting. What does that mean? You're going to get a master's degree, or what's a master's meeting? Maybe you're not there. Oh, we got some people there. Some people there. Some people there. Some people there. Actually, before we get into the stuff or whatever, I want to. Oh, Alan. Hi, Alan Cooper. Uh, there's some great data. I'm working on a video with Margot Cooper. Are you related, Alan and Margot? Do you know that you're in different rooms? Yeah. Tuned into this thing? Laura! Tell Laura. Actually, I just finished a video. There was a decision in Oklahoma today where the state is suing Johnson and Johnson opioid. I mean, we have the biggest probably problem in our country right now is opioid addiction and people dying from being hooked on opioids. So what the government's doing is suing these drug manufacturers for causing a lot of this stuff. And they won a case against Johnson and Johnson, and that's just the first one. I mean, there's like thousands of cases from cities, counties, or whatever, and they just got $500 million, from Johnson and Johnson to help treat these people that they caused to get opioid addicted. And what I did is I put together some data on terrorists, like how many people die from terrorist attacks each year, and then how many people are dying from opioid drug addiction, this kind of stuff, because there's opioid deaths are just skyrocketing. I mean, it's 70,000 people a year, 70,000, and that's all drug abuse, but 70% of that is opioid addiction. So that's prescription drugs people are getting. Sued them for what? 500 million. Yeah. Right. You're right. I mean, they made gazillions. So, but what's interesting to me is that how much the country now spends treating, addictions, drug abuse, and it's $1 billion. Okay, $1 billion, and 70,000 people are dying every year from this. From these drugs, for drug abuse on this, particularly opioids. So, and we spend $1 billion to try to prevent it. Now, for terrorists, to try to prevent terrorists, we spend $70 billion, not like $1 billion we're doing on drug problems, but for terrorists, we're spending 70. And the number of people that die in the United States from terrorists is 59, actually. So it's like 70. Okay, they're spending $70 billion, and only 70 people have died a year. On drugs, they're spending $1 billion, and 70,000 people have died a year. Plus, there's 2 million people now on what they call suffer from opioid use disorder. I guess that's addiction to opioids. And that's the concern. I mean, that's just a growth, and we have all these people that can't contribute to society because of this problem, and we don't seem to want to stop that problem. But somehow terrorists killed 70 people. That was spent $70 billion. Wow, we spent $80 billion on defense. Yes. To prevent terrorism. Yeah, I guess all of that is, but actually Homeland Security, that's the 70 billion I was talking about. And that's what that is aimed at. We all know the CIA is a Nazi organization designed to destroy America. Yeah, it could be. What are we going to learn about today? Well, about money, not about Nazis. I know someone who gets assistance, all their crap paid because he dropped out of school and became an addict. Yeah, well, he needs other kind of help, I would assume. I mean, I don't know. Every case is different. I sent you 2 emails stating starting a nonprofit with getting a startup assistance. No reply. Yeah, that happens, Nicholas. If you're looking, I mean, are you a member of Let's Go Help? Now that I really concentrate on, and even there I screw up because I can't find all the questions. You know, they get in sub questions of sub questions of sub questions, and it doesn't appear. So, but on emails, it's tough because I have to answer the people who pay first. So if you don't pay, then it's tough. And the other thing is that I have a place. Here's where you could go to download a report that will help you for free. It's free.lesco.com/store. I got a free report there. But a good place, there's 2 mainly places. I mean, I got a free report. If you're a lesco.com member, I got a free report that explains the 10 best places to get money and help if you're a nonprofit. But here's off the top of my head, seriously, I got money for grad school. It's a mix of percentages from school, state, and the USA. I start next month. Oh, terrific. What are you studying, Lawrence? And here are the 2 places. One is your Small Business Development Center helps nonprofits and they help for-profits. So that's a place to start. Small Business Development Center, and that's .org. If you go to Americas, AMERICAS, and then another SBDC.org. Put in your zip code, you'll find the local one, make an appointment to see them. I mean, the amount of help you get and how much you help, it depends on the individual, depends on you, depends on the organization. I mean, so many things. So there's no one thing that is definite. You know, there's nothing definite. And I don't apply for the money for you. I just show you, point you towards where it's most likely to be. You know, because Google does none of that. It doesn't. The total amount of money will cover classes, books, and fees. That's terrific. What are you studying, Lawrence? Oh, cybersecurity. Ah, that's correct. Is it a degree program or a certificate program? Well, it's a master's. Yeah. Well, see, I mean, you go into high demand fields, and they're going to have money there, you know, to help you pay for this stuff. And that's it. You want to study poetry, it's going to be a little tougher. But there's ways to do anything. John, is there? Okay. Well, first of all, the Small Business Development Center. Then the other thing, there's usually an association of nonprofits in your state. And that would be a .org. Only go to .orgs or .govs. Anybody else is going to, you know, just want money from you. You want to use the free ones first. So you're looking for the association. So like if you live in Tennessee, you know, nonprofit association or associations of nonprofits. Or actually the best way to probably do this is call your local reference librarian and say you're looking for organizations that are nonprofit that help nonprofits, okay? And that's the way to learn. Now, what your library also has is 2 databases that help nonprofits. One is called the Foundation Center, and the other one is called GuideStar. And you could actually use GuideStar at home for free, but at the library, you'll have the super duper version because it costs thousands of dollars to subscribe. And you as an individual probably ain't going to spend that kind of money, but is the best place for non-government grants. So these are from nonprofit organizations, and which give to other nonprofits. I mean, incestuous, yeah. And you know what I would also be careful of is becoming a nonprofit. I did a video on this recently. You should not become a nonprofit, I believe, and this is a biased opinion, until you know for sure or a good likelihood where you're going to get money. So don't spend money becoming a nonprofit and all that kind of stuff. Before you start looking for money, you look for money first and see what makes sense for you to be a nonprofit, because you may spend money being a nonprofit and you may not have to. Hearts and hearts and more hearts. Oh, you notice, lovely. Yeah, yeah. Actually, there's hearts on the jacket. See, this jacket has hearts, and then I go, ah, more hearts all over. I've been helped away from her, but then I asked past few years, and they told me no budget left to help. Well, I mean, if someone sends you more budget help nonprofit, you don't sit and wait for them to get money. You keep going, man. I mean, this is a big world, and you have two choices like that. I mean, this is just. I mean, like you go to the Small Business Development Center, SBA, and they say you don't have money, and so no, you're never going to get anything done. You have to keep going forward, finding other places or changing how you set up your thing, because there may be ways to do it for free. I was doing a video earlier about some kids who started a nonprofit with extra food from a cafeteria. They bag it up and take it out to homeless shelters and everything like that, and they raise $150,000. You know, I mean. There's more than one way to do anything, and that's what you have to do. And you don't know that until you get out and try a whole bunch of stuff. The whole name of the game is trial and error. So you have to go out and and you don't know what to try. I can't even, I can give you potential sources. That's all I can do. Potential sources, because you'll never find these potential sources in Google. All you find are people who are going to sell you something. You're awesome, Let's Go. I'm applying for the home program through HUD. Thanks you. Oh, nice. It is where they take my old house, replace it with a new one for free. Oh, that's wonderful, Shane. Yeah, well, let me talk to you about that, okay? Can you send me an email? Maybe we do an interview. Let's see, it's oh no, that's I'm sorry, I forgot what I was doing. I see Gabe's on the line. He's talking about there is a Facebook group called Let's Go Fans Q, the letter Q, and then A-N-D-A. And Gabe runs that for fans who, it's a free one. Unlike Let's Go Help is a charge. It's a $20 a month charge. But Gabe, the one that he runs on Let's Go Fans, is free. Is there a grant for air conditioning degrees? Air conditioning degrees. How cold does it have to be to get an air conditioning degree? What degree? Like sub-zero degree? There's so many little jokes in there, Tanya. The air conditioning degrees. Well, is it a degree? Because of it, it sounds like it's what do you call it? A certificate program of some kind, and that would be your career one-stop. But even if it's a degree, it still sounds like you're getting trained in a skill, a real skill that, and that's what they provide. It's usually up to about $8,000, for training for skill. Oh, we got some Let's Go Help people on here. Melissa, hi. China Smith White. China, I think you've been following me before I was born. Haven't you? Gosh, and that was probably 20 years ago. But so what was that? Love light, love the hearts. Is there a grant for air con? Well, that's right. Is that it? Tinya, is that it? Tinya, Lewis, is that what you're after? Oh, so Shane, remember SHAIN. Email me. I'd love to talk to you about that. So we can educate people about that program, because if you're using it, then that's a good way for me to educate other people to talk about it. Let's see, Hard Hustle. I want to start a nonprofit to educate inner city youth and veterans on entrepreneurship. Okay, well, don't start a nonprofit first. Start doing the education first. You want to teach people Inner city youth and veterans on entrepreneurship. You need nothing to do that. You don't even have to be a nonprofit. You do that first before you go look for money. See, to me, that is okay. You go to the local library and say, "Hey, I want a meeting room on Saturday afternoon." Okay, from 4 to 6 or something, whatever you want, 1 to 3. Okay, now you say, "I'm going to teach young." They'll advertise it, and you have to go out and market it. You have to go out and see how many people you could get into a room to teach them you know, entrepreneurship and entrepreneurship. Okay, so that's the key. Who's interested? How are you going to do it? Because you need that information if you're going to raise money, but you may not even have to. There's so many other ways to do this besides that. I mean, just think if they all kicked in $10 or something like that. So now you don't have to be nonprofit and get cash from them because it's small enough or whatever, and you get big enough crowds, or you work with other people, or you just go to groups, to I don't know, just inner city groups or something. Say, hey, let me give a free speech to you on how your members can start an entrepreneur. Even if you make nothing, you're learning more by going out and giving a free speech than you ever will in trying to become a nonprofit, trying to look for money and everything, because you're not positive what you're going to do with it when you have it. So if you start doing the thing, don't waste time trying to figure out what you're going to do. Take something and do it for free even, so you get that kind of feedback. And now you do 2, 3 of those, man, you'll know more than you'll ever believe you could know. And your probably original idea was wrong. And you'll see so many other opportunities because that's the way you get it. You don't get it really by sitting in your own room or whatever. You have to go out and talk and get feedback from potential people who want to use this. Yeah, I keep going and I push and struggle working. That's the only way to do it. I don't know. I mean, I've been struggling trying to find out how people buy information since they quit buying reference books 10 years ago. And I'm getting real close now, and this is probably the first year that'll be significant in any ways, but it took me many, many years. And I think the biggest problem I have is success, because if you've been successful at something, you want to be successful at that again. And that's not working. Anything that used to work for you won't work now. That's just a given. And so why bother? So that's why if you have no success, that's easier than if you have success, because you're trying to make that work again. And it won't. It won't work twice. Hello there, Mr. Lesko. Chrisiella. Oh, nice. What a name. That must be more lyrical than how I'm trying to say it. But it's nice to see you that. But look at this. Shane Falston. He's applying for the home program through HUD. Thanks to me, it is where they take my old house and replace it with a new one. Now, isn't that amazing? How would you know that? Replacing an old house with a new one. I mean, I remember that program line. See, that's been around for a long time. I forget about the programs that you think about new ones. I forget about these cool old ones. Home program. What city or town is that, Shane, or county? Shane, what city or county is that? That's cool, man, isn't it? Who would have thought that somebody would take your old house and give you a new one? Oh, so that's in the opioids. So anybody with drug problems, the best place to start getting help for that is at your county health department. So contact your county government. Every county has a county health department. And I was just in a video going over what the county of Maryland that I was living in for 20, 30 years, what they have. And there's like 15 programs they have. And they're either free or very low cost or sliding scale and stuff like that. And when they win more of these cases, man, these lawyers, government lawyers, going to double that stuff. Double at least the money that they're going to use to help people out there. And that's what it's all about. Now, another thing, I don't know if you saw my video the other day, that there are 250,000 people uh, who can uh, get their student loans forgiven. Hear that? 250,000 people can get their student loans forgiven. Okay, and that's people with disabilities. Now, it has to be a total disability, but 250,000. And that has been there since 1965, I think. But people don't know, people don't tell you about it, or whatever. And it came up because what Trump did recently, he was for veterans. He was saying you don't have to pay your student loans if you're a veteran and you have a permanent disability. Well, that's been on the books for 40 or 50 years, and he's sort of claiming it was his. What he's doing, actually, to be true, he's making it a little easier for them. What you have to do, even if you're not a veteran, but if you have a disability, you get the total thing forgiven. 250,000 people are eligible. 250,000, wow, that's a lot of goddamn people. that I can think of, yeah, and that's it. Or I tell you about the kids who were taking old food from the cafeteria and giving it for free at the shelters, and they raised $250,000 from that. To do something like that. See, that's another guy, and the same guy did that. Now he's going in a for-profit venture, a young guy, and he's taking food from local farmers and stuff like that that's damaged. In other words, stores won't take it if it doesn't look good, because people shop with their eyes, So if something doesn't look good, they can't sell it. So what he's doing is taking all the not so pretty fruit and vegetables and selling it, and he's hand delivering it, that kind of thing. 60, I think part of the ERISA code name. I know I can't find anything for me. No program can help me. Well, that's a complicated issue. All I know is there are over 17,000 programs, and about 100 million people use them. So it is complicated. It is. So I don't know, Hassan. How do you classify total disability? You better talk not to me. You talk to them doing that. And if you go to the Department of Education student loan, it's on there. Disability, actually, if you're not a member, if you're a member, I'll send you the report. If you're not a member, I have a video on it on YouTube. So you could put, it's just in the last, 3 weeks that I did this. So if you go to my YouTube site, which is Matthew Lesko, and look in the last 3 weeks, and you'll see it there. What can I do? Where can I go to find these programs? How do I know what I qualify for? You don't. You have to go step by step. The problem is, Hassan, I guess, is that Google, you can't find them through Google. You have to start, I have a free report that helps you find people that help you for free. That's what you have to do, and to know this. Locally, you have 211, you have your people at your library that do research like this for free to help you find that. You have HUD counseling, so anything to do with your finances or housing and things like that. If you put HUD.gov and they just put in counselors, you'll find the local one there. I believe in what you say, but I don't know how to get there. I have a service for $20 a month that I'll inundate you with anything you need or looking for. If you don't, you can't do that, then I understand. And so start with these other sources to look. Most of them are superficial because but when you start looking anything, if you're coming from zero, anything is great. So don't worry about it. Go to your library and try to looking for, don't say grants. You're just looking for financial assistance financial assistance. Laura's a member. What do you need, Laura? Just go into the Facebook group, and in the discussion, say, Lesko, I need this, you lazy old fart. Get me some help on this because I need it before you die. But I plan to be here 20 years. And that's because I just know too much about this stuff. And I want to make sure more people know about it, because believe me, the rich people all use the hell out of this stuff. Here's something where where the heck is that? Libraries. We talk about libraries. That's interesting. That rich farmers get more money than poor farmers from the government. So, the rich people learn how to use the system. Yeah. Oh, the richest farmers get the most bailout. See, that's what this is. Yeah. See, the richest farmers get the most bailout. See, everybody thinks, they're too poor. They're not poor enough to qualify. The richest people get the most money. It's like everything, right? So, but truthfully, what it is, 80% of the, probably more than that, has no income requirement. So most of this money has no income requirements at all. Business use government money. Businesses use government money. Yes, oh, absolutely. They're used more than anybody else. That's how I started, by helping businesses and rich people get this. Oh, I know. Libraries. Libraries are interesting too. Besides doing research for you, now they're becoming hubs to start a business. In other words, you ever hear WeWorkspaces? This is where people go if they don't have an office or whatever. They go to these WeWorkspaces and they pay a couple $100 a month, and you get a desk and a place to hang out with other entrepreneurs and kind of stuff. But the libraries are becoming that. They're free. So why pay WeWork when you can go to the library and not only get free Wi-Fi while you're there, right? And you could use their computers too if you don't even have a computer. And you could run your business. You could meet people there, whatever. The libraries I go to, because I hang around coffee shops a lot to work, I'll go to libraries because they even have coffee shops, hooked up to them, where you can buy coffee. I get the coffee, go in the library and work. And there's other entrepreneurs there working on their little businesses or whatever. But more importantly, you have then people there to research for you. See, that's the thing. Also, what do they do too is they have seminars for free, whether it's on computers or marketing or all this kind. I took a free seminar at a library the other day on how to pick locks. The one in DC here, I looked at the library and they had a free class on how to make clothing and sell it. So they were all behind, sewing machines, and making garments that they wanted to sell. So that's the kind of thing that's happening in libraries. You'll no one find that in Google, because Google, Google, when you look at Google, they're going to show you stuff they make money at. If the library is offering that service, the library's not going to give them money if they click on you through Google. But if there's some company wants to sell you something like that, the library will make money off that company, because the company will pay Google if you click on the website. But the library has no money to pay Google. So that's why Google is less inclined to show you any of this free stuff. How do I get your membership? Do you have a website? Oh, you have to coax me. Of course. Free.lesko. Have this Lesko right. Lesko help. Okay, that's for membership. So it's free.lesko.com/Lesko help. And when you sign up, then you have to go to Facebook and request access. You can find it on YouTube. Government will tear down your old home and build it new. And what is the title? Shepherd who worked for HUD Housing and Tech. Oh, I know Shane. I did a lot. Yes, that's where I learned about that first, is through Shane. Yeah, I know Shane very well. We did an app together years ago. So you know Shane. Are you Shane? No, Shane Shepherd. You're spelled Shane differently. So you're a friend of Shane's. It's on YouTube. What's the title on YouTube? from radio. Oh, it's from me. Oh, I see. Oh, that's me interviewing Shane about it. Oh, good. See, I do a half a dozen of these sometimes a day. I forget what the hell I did. But no, Shane and I go way back. We did an app together. He's a fun guy, real nice fellow. That's funny. That's great. Wonderful. Google gets paid by businesses to endorse their ads. So for government who is not paying Google, gets pushed to the end. Most real Gov sites that help are on page 3. Page 3 if you're goddamn lucky. It's funny. I did a search the other day on debt relief. Because everybody has debt and they're looking for debt relief. Well, the number one result when you Google debt relief is a company that's been fined for $25 million for scamming people. So what you get right on top of that is the first one is a scam artist. And all the rest of them just copy what they've been doing. They just haven't been caught yet. No, I don't know him. Oh, I see. You don't. I see. Well, if you do, tell him hello for me. But I'd like to know, because see, if tear down, that'll be, I'm worried about finding it. Send me your email if you can, Shane, not Shane's email, but Shane Falstrom. So send it to Let's Go Free Radio at gmail.com. Right. So library for starting a bit, you can run your business on your library, okay? And it's great. They have all kind of services and everything. They're just terrific, and they call also incubators. Our libraries are called incubators, and sometimes incubators run out of that. Miss Desiree, Miss Desire Independent. It depends on what you need. Not sure what that means, Laura. Miss Desiree Independence. What? Oh, I see. That's somebody else. Oh, you're answering somebody else. Oh, I see. Okay. You guys are talking to each other. So shut up, Let's Go. That's not for you. So libraries, make sure. It's so funny that there's a big article that companies now are trying to tell people they're working for other people besides the investors. I think is a bunch of crap, but they're trying at least. Now, if you want to know true companies that work for more than just investors, because it's really like a 3 or 4 pronged thing. There's a new kind of corporation called a B corporation. Oh, somebody wrote B already. A B corporation. And that's somebody who has, investors, but they have the employees and the community. So there are 3 people they're working for. And that's why, conservatism actually, listen to one of the famous economist who won Nobel Prize in economics and everything. He believes that it's almost a law that a company always has to have profit first. That's their job. Not in your library. Well, look at the next town, Veronica. Yeah, no, everything depends. And like everything else, you don't know. And that's why you have to try. Okay, that doesn't work. Then go somewhere else. Could you reconfirm your website info? Oh, love doing that. free.lesco.com/ and put the www in front. For some reason, this service that I use needs to do that. Let's Go Help. So www.free.lesco.com/Let's Go Help. Okay. Is there, where is your membership found? There. Yeah, that's where it is. And that's why, see, to me, what's nice is that now we're getting big enough where people who are members are helping other people. And that's really neat. They're showing sources that I don't know or whatever, or I forgot, like here, Shane was telling me about Shane, and how they tear down your house and give you another one. And Tanya, yes, I understand grants. I use that word a lot, but Don't use that when you're looking for the government. Don't use grants. Looking for you need help because they'll say, oh, we don't have any grants. Well, but they have other stuff that's better. It's money you don't have to pay back. So you're going to miss too much. Plus, you want to learn the options, what other things are there. You may not need money now, but you may need money now, but in 2 weeks you'll need something else and they'll have it. So if you're contacting them, it's better to be more general in nature. And if they can't help you, then you always have to ask, well, who do you think can? That's why I see through you. I see, though, you all was actually asking if a grandma would help, not a great face palm. Not sure I understand that. Maybe that's code that I'm missing. Let's see. Oh, so always, as just you need help, and always try to do in person, on the phone, or even face to face. That's how you're going to get the most help out of this. And remember, all the help that I try to give, I do not. I don't hook you up with a perfect match. I can't. I mean, I can, but I have to charge you so goddamn much that's what I did for Fortune 500 companies. I charge them $10,000, because that's what it takes. But you have time. You just have to get in the right direction. You're not going to get in the right direction going to Google. Okay. So that's what I do is I show you where there's a possibility and you got to bring home the bacon, not me. I can't promise you that they will either. The only people that can promise you that you'll get the money are the people handing out the money. So all these other grand people and everything are promising you get money. They can't. That's bullshit. There's no way they can unless they're writing the checks themselves, which I don't think they are. They collect checks. That's what happens. They're in the collecting checks business, not in the giving checks business. Oh, you know what? Yeah, we talked about a little bit earlier about food businesses. A lot of people want to start food businesses nowadays, and I don't blame them. Well, you don't have to have a restaurant to be in the restaurant business. People now have one little kitchen and they do it all online, and then they have Uber deliver and things like that. So all you need is a menu online and you have a restaurant. You cook it in your kitchen and you sell it out that way, and that's all you need. Now the laws for that, forager, I think it's called, there's state laws on how much you can sell food out of your kitchen without passing all kind of regulations and everything. A way to find out about it, those kind of laws. I have my second meeting with SBDC this Wednesday. Great, Gary. Wonderful. Yeah, I mean, it just, these are sources, and we all need help. And we don't know what kind of help. We have usually the wrong stuff in our head. She asked, what does she get for $20 a month? Oh, well, sources, primarily sources that you'll never find yourself, I feel, in Google or anywhere else because you don't know what to ask for. And basically it is, it's the only place. To me, it's the only source in America, the single source you could go to and apply to every government program you're eligible for. I don't have the applications, but I show you where they are. Nobody knows as much, I think, about government programs as I do. And that's why it's one place. And then if you get stuck, I have more and more and more. It's something I've been studying for 40 or 50 years now and still very active with it. And that's what I'll do for the next 20 years. So if you're interested in what programs are available for you, it's going to take work on your side, but you'll get closer than you've ever been. You'll never find it in Google. Like the fellow here tonight was just saying, okay, one is getting free expertise to start a business. The other one is getting a new house. They're tearing down a house and giving his old house, tearing down his old house and building him a new one. And that's good. Best to get help for inventions. The best way to get help for inventions, I think there's two places. One is the Small Business Development Center. They specialize in that a lot. Do not go to an invention company. That's the worst thing I think in the world you will ever do if you hire an invention company. The other thing you do is look for an association. Almost most every state has an invention association. So that will be a .org. Occasionally they're .com, but you don't want to spend more than $20 or 30 at the most to be a member. And then you get other experts who've been doing this for a long time and know all the rules, and, how to get the best out of it. I speak at a lot of these kind of conventions. Meetings and meetups. If you're in a big enough city, they'll be popping up in Meetup. Go to meetup.com and you can put business in there and see what kind of meetups, and there'll be inventions. There'll be a lot of entrepreneur meetups, and maybe even some just for inventions. Lawrence Hawkins, check out the Career One Stop. You should do an apprenticeship. My mom and me started a small Whole Foods store in Richmond, Virginia. Just opened this year. Oh, wonderful. Whole Foods? A Whole Foods store. Well, make sure, you have a retail operation, so you want to make sure that all the politicians, that your county, your city, and your state, what kind of help is there to make sure. And then also delivering. So how can you deliver to food to government offices and things like that? How can you get contracts that delivers food to people? So sources of food. So maybe another business you could have besides the retail is delivering food for people. How can I tell people that's been following Matthew for years, and I have never seen anything bad. He is definitely legit and a good person. Oh, thanks, Hard Times. I guess you haven't talked to any of my ex-wives, have you? It's a blessing to be rich in resources. Thank you for sharing. Yeah, but to me, the whole world is like that. Workers on Board is a good site for law. What is Workers on Board? That sounds interesting. What's Workers on Miss Independence? What's Workers on Board? I lost my train of thought. What was I talking about? No, the world has so many opportunities, but we only know what's in front of our eyes, and that's why you have to do things. You have to go out and try things and fail so you can find the other stuff you didn't know to ask for. School is helping me get a job going to work close to home. That's cybersecurity. Yeah, that's cool. You're getting a degree in cybersecurity. Yeah, that won't be an issue. Do you have website address? For me or for what's that, Laura? Which one? Oh, for Workers on Board, I guess. Is that what you want? Hi, Leska. We all love you. Oh, that's nice, Julian. Well, it's funny that I don't know if you guys know me in the past from being on Oprah and in commercials. And I've been on Oprah like 3 times, I think. And Larry King maybe a dozen, and Letterman and all this kind of stuff. And so big kind of feedback, but it's like empty calories. This, helping people one-on-one and things like that. This is the most rewarding work I've done in my life, I think, because it's really close to people and helping them, like I say, one-on-one is, and that's why now I see that anybody could do that. And this is where our world is going. Our world is getting away from mass markets, and now it's masses of little markets. And you don't need 1 million people to live. You do if you're a big company, but not if you're small. And you need a couple dozen people, 100 people or whatever, and you got a business helping people, and that's what it's about. I know you from Panera and Wheaton Mall. Wow. Did we talk, Lawrence, up there? Yeah, I moved down to D.C. I live in Adams Morgan now. I rent my house out, but down to where I'd rather be single. Single for what? Yeah, no, I love it downtown. We walk everywhere. Hardly use the car at all. I have a Mandarin teacher. I still help their family. I'm out there a lot up in Wheaton because she works at the mall too. Yeah, Panera Mall. I spent many hours there. Yeah. Now I have 6 coffee shops within 2 blocks of me downtown, and that's terrific, man. I love it down here. Yeah, we've just been about 2 months. I mean, and we have 2 one-bedroom apartments, and they're 2 different floors. Yeah. It's the way to stay married. You're right. We have to fail. That's the only way to make it. But see, that's the way to learn. It's only making exactly what I'm going to do. Make it big, and that's again. Thanks for the motivation. Yeah, because and that's why don't wait for the right idea. You don't know that yet. You only know the right idea once you go through a whole shitload of bad ideas, and you don't know they're bad, but you find out later. And anybody else's idea is the same thing. I am a member. Please help me one-on-one. Help me. I have a surgery soon. I'm already paid 39. I am a member over a month. And okay, go in and in the discussion. Have you been on the Let's Go Help on Facebook? In the discussion, just tell me like this what you need. Hey, I'm gonna have surgery in my month. I'm gonna be behind my bills, or whatever it is. I want to start a business, or I need better health care, or anything. Housing. Want to be a real estate investor, all that kind of stuff. And I know the places to start. And when they don't work, then I got others. Yeah, they keep going, because that's what it is. A lot of stuff won't work, and you got to keep going. And instead, see, what I used to do is send big directories. People have these big directories, and they say, what do I do with all this stuff? So now it's just aimed at what your problem is, and we go from there. Okay, then step 2, let's keep going and learn. And then you learn from other people there that they do it, and video training and stuff like that. Because that's why in books, I mean, see, every report I send you will have a half a dozen or so video instructions in there on how to use things, what it is, and things like that. So in hope, okay, I hope tomorrow morning when I get up and look at Let's Go Help on Facebook, that you have a question there, okay? And if you don't hear an answer from me in 48 hours, then you have to yell at Let's Go, okay, to make sure that I answer your question, because it just gets lost in all this stuff. We have so much information going on. And then when people, that's why it's best to start a new discussion with your question in it, instead of answering an answer to a third level of an answer in another discussion. Yeah, God, I lose sight of this. Where do you start looking for rent assistance? Well, that's usually at your county government in community development office. If you start your county government community development, sometimes it's at the state government, but your county government would know. Also, it's a lot of nonprofits. And a way to start looking, getting tired, I guess, start looking for that is go to 211 where you live and just call them, tell them you're looking for rental assistance. Or you could go 211.org and put in your zip code and find the 211 where you live and ask for rental assistance. And that's the way to start like that. But don't, start now. If you think you're going to have trouble soon, do it early so people know. And how long does it take to get a report? Usually, I have them all done. Unless you're going to do a custom report, which I charge for. But the small ones, anything, on Let's Go Help is, I send them with the answer. And so it's in with 2 days. If I catch you soon, then it's in a day. You're right. We have to fail, right? I'm a member, please. Okay. Where do you start looking for rental assistance? Okay. How long is it going to take a report? Okay. Did that. Housing under development and asking for a housing voucher. Okay. That's different. You want to go to the housing, the housing authority. So you have a county housing authority or a city housing authority, and that's the voucher program. Okay, Section 8. If you're not in it, there's usually waiting lists, but get on the list. So what if it takes a year to get on? What did you do last year? And then you have that for the rest of your life, and don't have to worry about it. So get on. I see you're still waiting. Oh, that's good. Have you applied? Who? Oh, that's somebody else. Okay. Oh, that's Shane. I see. Right. Uh, yeah, it's better just to get on the list and wait. No, I mean, my Mandarin teacher's like that. A year later, she was on and she got it. And so even if her income goes down, then it doesn't affect her rent because then she doesn't have to pay rent. How do you apply for help to remodel a home? Well, if you remember, I send you a report on how to find out. All that money is usually local money, and I show you step by step where to find out. There's 8 little short videos for each step of the way for you to find out where to find this rental housing money to fix up your house. And depending on your income, but income for housing, that goes up. I mean, now in some areas up to like they consider you poor at making $125,000 a year. So it's crazy. Most of the lists are closed. Yes, that's true, but doesn't mean it's over. You're not closed yet. And they open up, but you got to get on it to work like anything else. Yeah, maybe. Yeah, that's the next big thing. We have 3 things in our country is housing, education, and health. They're all screwed up. They're all getting more expensive, and wages have not increased, so people are getting stuck. So any little bit helps, right? So that's why you want to know healthcare. I got that. All the free sources. You want to know education and training. Got that. All the free sources. And housing. Um, got that too. Yeah. Listen, guys, getting a little tired, so gotta go. Gotta get up and do 6 miles in the morning again. I'm getting a new Murphy bed. You know Murphy beds? The things in the wall beds. We have one in our upstairs apartment. We're getting one down here. It's just great. I mean, you just bring it down off the wall when you sleep. Otherwise, then it's a big room. Yeah. That's neat. So we got to get that in the morning. How often do you have live chats? It depends how busy I am. And I'm busy as hell right now. Wow, the last time I saw you at Panera, you were on your cell looking for a way to learn Mandarin Chinese. Oh my goodness, yes. Might be able to get a contact job and family. Might be able. Not sure. How often do you have? Yeah, I don't have a regular schedule on this because it's all dependent on my work. But that's why if you leave it in the discussion, leave a question, and I get you there. Um, and then when I do, uh, yeah, I'm finally getting very very busy, which is nice. I think I finally figured this out. It took me about 10 years, to tell you the truth. That's why it's life is not easy. Yeah, and that's why you should find things that you enjoy, and that will keep you in there till you figure it out. We can all figure it out. We just have to stay long enough to figure it out. Okay. Talk to you soon. Okay, here's the www.free. Oh, I have to know how to spell it. Free dot dot lesco.com. Oh God, time for bananas here. Let's go help. www.free.lesco.com. Let's go help. Okay. Good. And how do you like the hearts, guys? See the hearts? So you like the question marks better? I'm going to work both probably. Laura, do you have how to rest well? Yes, I will. Okay, I'll see you up at Wheaton sometime. I get up there. Cheers, guys. Thank you again for being so nice to me. I mean, I don't deserve it, but amazing. Oh, you like them, Daniela? Nice. A live chat. I do. A live chat paying services. It's on Clarity. Yeah, usually about 15 minutes or 20 minutes. I could get you going on anything. Good night. Well, thank you, Shane. And say hello to Shane if you see him. We had to apply for a subsidized loan along with Pell Grant for her to attend college. Ooh, okay. Well, be careful. Okay. Talk to you later, guys.